Alright, what's going on, guys? What's going on? How are you? The Ravza is back. We're in the house. We're ready to go. We're ready to take off, guys. We're gonna do some cartoon drawings. Some more cartoons drawings. Welcome to my humble abode, right? The Rouser World offices. Who am I kidding? It's just a room in my house, right? But it seems larger than life, doesn't it, on TV? Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. We're going to just kind of warm up with some. I'm developing an idea here for some eyes. For I just saw this the other day. I was at an event, and I was just like, man, if we could do this, right? You can draw eyes, right? Because this is like kind of like a basis, like thing. Like if you could do like this, right? Like watch, you can do some eyes like this. This will get you an idea of what we're about to do, right? So, let me see here. I can't see crap. Okay, so I'm just going to take this pencil and I'm just going to do little shapes like these. Okay, okay, and you'll see how this is like the little eyebrows and this is like the eyes, right? We're going to do a whole bunch of shapes like that. So we'll just kind of roll them in like this and roll them in like this, right? Okay, so what this concept is like what I'm developing is how I see eyes the same way with this technique. So it's kind of like a let me see here, like this one is a very rounded eye. So it's the same concept. Instead of having so many wraps, you'll stop with the wrap here, and then if you need to, you know, add any shape to the eye, you just put your eyes in here like this. Let's say they got a peak at the front, you can do peaks on it. You can bring it back around like this, right? Or you can just do a little small circle one where you got a little tail on it like this, right? And this gives our eyes a little bit more roundness, like when we draw them, you know what I mean? So it's like just like that. One, two, right? And you just copy my movements here, okay? All right, now this one over here is more like a cat type of an eye, so I might do something like this. So I might make them a little bit longer. And when I make them longer, then the eyes tend to look a little bit more sultry. I think that's the right word, or sensual, or more Marilyn Monroe. So it's kind of like squeezing some ovals or circles, pretty much. But it's like something about this rhythm of drawing the lines like this makes it really enjoyable for me. So let me see here. I actually had to draw. What did I draw yesterday? I drew at a. Seemed like I was at a wedding. Was it? No, I got a wedding tonight. No, last night I just drew at the restaurant. Man, it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I dressed up like Santa Claus. This is my thing. During the holiday season, I always go to work dressed up like some character, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I did last night. Okay, let me see here. So we're just warming up for right now, guys. All right, then we'll get into some different head shapes and stuff. Okay. We said we're gonna be practicing speed caricature. That's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna practice so for my speed. That's really what kills in this game. When you have speed, speed kills, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do our first caricature. I think we're kind of warmed up. I just wanted to draw some shapes and stuff. This is, you know, it's a good warm up right before you start, because this gets you in the mindset of what you're doing as a caricature artist. You're taking shapes and you're bending them and you're molding them. You're doing different things, you know, and you're just trying to, you know, create something that looks reasonably like somebody. Okay, so all right. my warm-up session is pretty much done here. So we're going to go to our first drawing today. I had a class with a student yesterday, and he was asking me how you draw like females with fuller faces. I'm gonna take a couple of these. I like this picture right here. I'm gonna try that one. Okay, so let's get some paper out here. All right, put these aside, and then we're gonna start here. I'm gonna start here with my cheek shape, my cheek shapes. Okay, so let's do this here. She has a big round, like, okay. So what you want to do? Her face right down here is shaped like a strawberry, the base of a strawberry to me. Okay, and then on the top of that strawberry, I can see like a little bit of a window, like a sill, like a window seal. So what I'm gonna do is just draw this, and that's it. And that window seal has like some like little decorations on it. That's what this looks like to me. So the hair kind of comes up. Then there's like a flat line here, and I'm using that in my mind as a baseline for which I can draw these shapes here. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to my next shape here. Okay. So to draw fast, you don't have to draw. To draw quickly, you need to draw less lines, right? Not necessarily moving your hand faster, but making every line count. This is what, like when you were in kindergarten, you didn't care about like all the stuff you care about now when you're drawing a picture. You just kind of want to move down the paper and make every line methodical, and you'll see that this will translate very well into your drawings when you start doing them live, because you'll be so confident with what you're drawing that the speed will come naturally. You won't have to force it. Okay, let's go ahead and do this hair really quick. Okay, so I'm going to go up top here, and I'm just going to create what I'm seeing here is a tent type shape. So it's like this is the top of my tent, and then it kind of comes down like this. And then what happens is the tent's coming over like this. If you can picture again that baseline that I put here, if you look here in my mind, again, I'm just going to draw this little dot here. You can see in my mind, I'm seeing this baseline, okay, of where her forehead is. So when I say tent shape, you can see that the tent based off of that baseline is going to be above this shape right here. Okay, so now I have that tent. Now from here, what happens is I just kind of go out. I just kind of follow the shape the best way I can, but not without copying it. I don't want to copy it. I want to do it where it's kind of an idea of what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to make everything exactly perfect. I just want to make it feel like what her hair is doing. Okay, so I could do this very simply, not a lot of lines. What takes time is when you see somebody stop, and when they stop, they'll go something like this, and then they'll be like, then they'll go over here, then they'll stop, and then they'll do this, and they'll go over here, right? So all that takes time off of your drawing, okay? All right, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to do your eyebrows. So my eyebrows are going to be right at the top of this peak, so they're basically coming out from down off of my little ledge here. So what I want to do is just get the basic angle of the eyebrow first, just like so, okay? And I see her eyebrows are very skinny, so I'm going to try to keep very circular shapes in my faces so that my faces maintain a caricature type look. Now watch with these eyes. What we want to do here is her eyes look kind of long and sultry to me, very, like those last eyes we did. So what we want to do then is we want to draw an oval, okay? You see, now this is a simpler way to draw eyes. If you see the eyes are long, draw long ovals. Now once you draw the ovals, right, and they're squished down, then we can see here, watch, that we can add little eyes in there like this, right? With very simple shapes, okay? Now watch, you see that little peak in the front? What I'm going to do is extend past my oval and extend outward. See how it's easier to build the eye from a basic shape than to build the eye trying to, like, you're trying to force it, trying to find a shape or trying to invent something new and that just doesn't exist. Now at the end of this eye, what I'll do is I'll just go out here and I'll add like a little ledge. See right here? So now if I color that ledge in, you're going to see that my eye begins to look like hers, right? Now that didn't take me many, that didn't take much, did it? Right? Here goes her eyebrows, here and here. And then what we'll do is we'll put like a fold over her eye that does like this, right? And we got it, right? And some little lighting that always helps the eye out just a bit. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to do my nose shape. So with this nose shape here, what I'm doing is I'm looking at this. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm looking at the shadow. Okay, on this side of my nose here. Okay. And I can approach this one or two ways. I can go from the base of the nose, which is a lot of times what I prefer to do. But sometimes I like to give it a little bit of a 3/4 view. So what I might do here is I'm gonna do something like this, right? And then I'm gonna go out and over and under and over and out and over. And then I just put this little line like that, okay? Okay, so I want everything to be a one, like I said, one fluid motion, one fluid shape, okay? All right, now we're gonna go to our lips. So we want lips that look kind of full. So what we wanna do to keep them cartoon looking, right? We're gonna have to draw kind of contrary to what we're looking at. So here the lines look very, like they're kind of flaring outwards. But what I've learned is that if I take my shapes, right, watch this. What if I make my shapes come inward? Now they look more bubbly. You see how bubbly that shape looks? And then if I go inward like this, my shape looks bubbly, right? Then I can extend outward just a little bit, right? And I can make some lips just like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So let me see here. Let's go ahead and add some eyelashes on the bottom here. Okay. And then we'll add some lashes on the top here. And just keep them simple. Okay. Practice like this, again, it's going to really, really translate well over into your drawings when you draw live. Okay. Okay. And so now, all we're doing now is we're just filling this little piece back here. Okay. And then if you want to put some shadows or whatever on your drawing, you can. All right. So I'm gonna go over here and get this gray marker right here. Okay. And then we're going to just kind of add a little bit of shadow here and there. Okay. Notice how again I looked at the shadow, the outside of that shadow, to give me this line right here. So this is a thick line that I took and condensed into a thin line, pretty much, because I can see easier something fat than something skinny. So I looked at the whole idea of the line. That's how I got this line over here. You know what I'm saying? Not. If you really think about it, there's no such thing as lines. It's only where light and dark meet at, and that's pretty much why this works, right? So we'll do like this, boom, right, and boom, right? And then she got her the lips right here. So we'll just draw circles around those three. 2 circles here, right? Some lips, right? And then let me see. And we add some puffiness right here. And pretty much, yeah, we're good. Okay, you can color in the hair, or I think I had a crayon in here. I had the color in the hair, but if I don't have it, we won't be coloring in no hair today, will we? Yeah, because if it ain't with a crayon, it just takes too darn long any other way. Oh yeah, I do have one right here. I just need to, okay, so here, I'll just, you can see where that line is. So this is, I'm gonna just color this in here. Okay. do it real quickly. All right. I use a lot of impressionism type coloring when I do these drawings because then it's quicker for me to create realistic details with minimal lines. And I keep a lot of big crayons so that I can cover a lot of space really fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, what's going on? Charlie, how are you today? Thank you for coming out to the stream today. Awesome. Okay, so this is our first drawing. If you did draw along with me, you can share your drawings at Rouser World on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. All right. Hey, thank you so much, Diddy. I appreciate you. Okay. Appreciate the heart there. That's awesome, man. Tips are appreciated. Thank you. Okay, real quick, guys, let me give you a little bit of information, a little bit of something. Drawing is my full time job, so I'm either teaching drawing or I do this online, like what we're doing right now. And so, if you want to take classes with me, we do have classes. I teach at rouserworld.com/classes, so you can sign up. Just look on our calendar there, and it'll tell you different dates, and then you can pick what day you want, and then we pretty much do a live Zoom class, and then I teach you how to draw caricature. So we do have a class bundle going on now. They're 3 for 105. So if you want to take classes, you can take classes with me today at rouserworld.com/classes. All right, now we have our Patreon page. We just got a new member the other day. Woo, 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 woo. So that's awesome. Let me see here. I can't. I am so. But that we're growing and we're growing as a Patreon family, and we're just glad somebody decided to sew into us, right? To support us. So if you guys want to support our channel, you can support us by joining our Patreon page, Rouser World at Patreon. Okay. All right. Now we also have tips if you wish to tip today because you're learning from the art teacher today, or you feel like I'm an all right guy, right? You want to tip Santa Claus, right? Then you can tip at $ Rouser World at Cash App. Okay. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get back into it, and we're gonna go to our next drawing here today. All right. So let me see. We got some down here. She has an interesting eye shape here. All right, so we can try maybe something different. Let's see here. She has a very different type nose. I like this picture right here. So we'll do two guys and we'll do girls, two girls and a guy. How we'll do it, okay? All right. So what we'll do with this picture here first is I'm going to start with the base of her head. Again, I like to go with that strawberry type shape here. So I'll go around and make like a straw. This is more like a skinnier strawberry, so it's very long and skinny at the bottom. So if you look at it again, it's the base of the strawberry, okay? And then once I get to that base, then I'll go ahead and we'll add our ear shapes here, right where we need to add them. So she has very round kind of ears. Again, you don't have to get all the curvatures and stuff of the ear. That's really unnecessary when you're drawing for speed. You just want something that looks passable for that particular feature, okay? So a lot of times that will include substituting in shapes that aren't necessarily visible in the picture, if that makes sense, okay? So we'll go ahead and just draw the strawberry shape with the base of the head. All right. Now, once we're done with the base of the head, then we'll come up and we'll look again for our sill, okay? And so basically here, I'm gonna see that it's gonna go from about right here and it's gonna go down. So this is gonna be my shape that I'm looking for, and I want this to be a circle type shape again, because if I keep it like a circle, right, then it seems less intimidating to me, and it looks fuller as a drawing, right? You get what I'm saying? Watch how everything at the end just kind of ends as a circle of motion. Okay, this is how you keep that cartoon look. You got to refrain from turning really quickly with your pencil or with your marker. Okay, it's an acquired skill, but you can do it. Okay, and then you'll save all the detailed stuff for last. All right. Now back here, you got these two little pieces of hair poking out. So what I want to do is I want to see the overall drawing, right? I want to see what it's overall going to look like first, right? Before I start putting my features in. That's just the way that I did this particular drawing. Sometimes I might do it a different way. So, okay. You see here, we got a really clean drawing. It looks like this person, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our brow shapes. I want to establish my features now. So what I want are simple one-liners that I can use that can put all of my features in place for me, okay? Again, I'm going to go ahead and keep everything kind of round and keep everything whimsical. Now, with these eyes right here, she has this wraparound type shape again. So what we want to do is we want to go with something. What I would do with this shape here, because her eyes look a little bit serious, right? What I would want to do here is I want to use something I could use a round shape, right? If I want, actually, I could use like a ovally shape, like kind of a tall oval shape. So watch how I just draw this oval shape, but I make it wide, like and big like this. And you're like, how is that going to look like her? Well, what you do here, what I would do with this one is I would first off, I will go ahead and add these big eyes in there like this, right? Okay, and watch if we draw them simply, okay? And once we now once we do that, then we come over the top, watch, and we wrap around to the back. And then we start adding things to the eyes. So just like we did to the last shape, we add here, hyperextend, hyperextend. You see? And then if we want to add some shadows or darks or whatever, we add the lighting here. And then what I'll do here, just because this takes longer to color with this, I'll just color it in with this marker. Okay, so you can see the darkness of her eye, right? And then you can see her eyebrows here. You get it? And then this is her thing here, right? You see it? And then this is the line over the top of the eye again. You see how easy that is right there? Super easy, right? Okay, hey, Cherish, how are you today? Welcome to the stream. My top tier Patreon is in the house. Thank you, Cherish, so much for coming out today. It's been a long time no see. I think we're going to have class this week, will we? Me and Cherish always have deep conversations. All right, now let's do our nose shape. So what we want to do again is I want to look for this shadow in the nose, and I can see here that this shadow is just a pretty flared out shape. So really all the shadow is doing is this, and then it's going down and it's coming up and around. That's all we need to know about that nose right there. Okay, very simple. Okay, one line, that's all you need. Okay, now let's go to our lip shapes. Again, we want to keep everything very round in nature. So I'm going to draw a heart shape here that kind of flares out like this. That's all I'm doing for the top shape. And then I'll just draw a little circle shape like this. And then here you can see this comes out and down, and then I flare out off of that shape. Okay, we can add some darks down here, right? And down here. Okay, then we just go ahead and we add our eyelashes. Okay, so this works a lot better again than searching for shapes when you just know exactly what line you want to put there, and then you put it there. You know, you don't have to be guessing around, you know. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Something here. And I guess we can add a little bit of shadows here somewhere. Okay. So we'll go to our gray here. Okay. And just kind of do this shape here. All right, so I think that this one is pretty much done. Let's just go ahead and do the hair real quick. Okay, bottom hair here. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing over here. Just real quick color job. Okay, keep the right tool for the job and you'll be fine. Okay, so there we go. This is drawing number 2 for today. Keep a close eye on that time right now for you. Okay, and then we got drawing number 1 here. All right, there we go. Okay, guys. So I guess we'll find. Let's see what our next model is. So we'll go with some guys on this one. So let's see what we can find here. Hmm. Oh no. Okay, male fail references. All right. So I guess we'll start with. I guess we can go with maybe this guy. If he has a good picture, I don't know. Let me see. Oh yeah. I don't know what's going on with that hairdo, but good picture, right? All right, so it's going to be drawing number 3. Um, with this face, I don't see the strawberry thing going on for sure. What I see more is like a bullet idea. So something like this, like a soft bullet. Okay. Okay. Again, trying to keep everything round on the outside, no sudden turns in my shape. All right. When I get over here, even when I do the ears, I'm not going to suddenly turn. I'm going to flow back into my shape. I'm going to flow back into my shape, right? Making something that looks just kind of like it, right? And then we can put these little circles over here and we can make these the little pieces on the side of his head before his hair comes down. So you see how we put everything together like a puzzle, right? And we come here and then we'll come around. Okay, you see how I didn't do that real pointy or nothing? Then watch when I do a big, if I do this shape here, right? So it makes the shape so much easier to follow when you do it like that, right? Okay. And then you can add, some lines or whatever. So we could just, when we really just don't want to use that many lines, I try to use more shapes than anything else, right? Because it just adds less distractions to the hair. So I just space them out like I want, just like that, right? And then we'll come down here and we'll add our neck shape here. Let's give him a long neck. That's my signature long necks, right? Okay. All right, now let's do our features. Okay, so we're gonna go with I'm gonna follow my instinct here. This seems like a shape that would stand in for that shape, so I'm gonna use it kind of like this here. It's just a round shape again. If we just had to draw a shape around something, what would it look like? Now we get here to the eyes. All right, with these eyes, what we want to do, we want the same concept as we did before, but we don't want round eyes. What we want here is we want something that looks, let me see, something that looks like this, like a teardrop. Okay, because then I can just bring this over and bring this over, and then I can bring my eye shape here and here, right, and here and here. Looks like it's a little bit of a set up there. Okay. Little offset. Okay. All right. Then we're going to go with our nose shape here. Okay. Again, easy shape. All right. Then we're going to go with our mouth shape. So we're going to go with our lips, right? So we're going to go with a, again, we want a nice round shape. So we want to do the mouth first like we want it. And then we just basically come off of the shape with a rounded type motion. Okay. Okay. And then we put our T shape here. Keep everything nice and round. Okay. Because we're trying to learn how to draw basically. Again, this is the way you want to practice. You want to practice slow and methodical. And you'll do well. But if you try to draw and practice like you do at work or when you're trying to draw live, it's not going to work out well because this is your time to discover what can work, what doesn't work, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff, right? But you want to just keep your shapes, learn how to use those basic shapes, right? Hey, what's going on, Marie Mosaic? How are you today? How are you? Familiar name on the stream today. Hey, thank you so much. Thanks, Cherish. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up a minute. Oh, okay. Man, thank you, Cherish. Holy smokes. Wait a minute. I think the machine is glitching. It put like four. Hold up a minute. Let me look at this again. Oh, man. What? What? Cherish? Are you serious? Thank you so much now. Oh, man. Mary. Oh, man. I got to take a break real quick. And yeah. All right. Man, thank you so much, Cherish. Man. Hmm. Hey, man, thank you. Turn to God and Jesus. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Like I said. Oh, man. Man, man. I did not expect that today. That was not cherished, not on my expectation list today. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, I'm super. Uh, Thank you. Um, yeah. Yeah. I didn't expect that at all. Yeah, that was all right. Okay, so let's add some shadows in here, guys. Man, what's going on now? What's going on? All right, let me see here. So again, this is just my little cartoon drawing of him, right? Just real quick. Again, practicing with just your basic shapes at first is what's going to make everything so much easier for you. Okay, your speed, everything. Okay. I like these particular. Let me see. Now let me look at this here. Let me. I should have brought that line off the front. Now, yeah, there we go. I seem to bring that line. And maybe I was thinking what would have been an effective way. Maybe when I went down like this, if I would have kept it circle and then edged it up and squeezed it. Let's see what that would have looked like. Yeah, you see how edged up and squeezed it. So maybe I just overdid it just a little bit. Maybe I could have just did something like this. Yeah, now that looks better because it's more like that, and then it's like this, and then it's like that. And then you got your eye in the middle here. And then you got your shape here. You're seeing now that's it right there. This one I like. So these were a good stand-in. I feel like this would have been a more accurate shape. So let me actually put that inside of my sketch diary here. Hey, what's going on, Kill Art? How are you? Man, thank you. All right, let me just put this in here real quick. I always all my important notes I try to put in my little thing here. So let me see this. So this what was that shape again? That was like a. So I'm gonna squeeze up and then end. Did I do it right? Right now, let me see. Let me look at it exactly again. No, that's not the same shape. It's like this. I'm trying to think of what it could be called. It kind of looks like an eyebrow already. And then when I do that, it squeezes. Yeah. So it kind of looks like an eyebrow. Okay. So we got that already figured out, guys. I'll put that in my book right there. When you make an important discovery, you got to keep you a discovery book. I have two discovery books over here, right? Different things I've discovered over the years, right? All right, now let's go ahead and I think we can go to our. Hold on a second, make sure I didn't press nothing. All right, everything's good. Okay, let's go to our next drawing. Does anybody have any requests? We can do a request of somebody in particular. Uh, yeah. So just let me know. I'll take care of you. All right. All right. Also, guys, if y'all could help me hit my goal on TikTok, man, that'd be super awesome. I don't know. I just thought I'd ask. Might be somebody here that wants to help me hit that goal, man. I surely would appreciate it, man. We I want these. I need these Caranchu colors in my life. Caranchulas or something. I saw Ninja sketch with them, and because she has them, I want them. No, I'm not gonna let her take me down. Yes. Oh snap! Hey guys, give me a sec. I need to go get my cord to charge this thing up with. So give me a second, real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. All right, so we here, and I want. Go ahead now, guys. Say. Come over here and say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Say thank you. All right, there we go. He said thank you. And say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, now, both of y'all, get out of my office. All right. Come on, buddy. Let's see. Hey, no. Yeah. They just wanted to say thank you, Cherish. What's going on, Smoky Mountain Wrestling? What's going on? All right. Yeah, no. You got to go outside with Mom now. Come on, buddy. This way. Thank you. You're a gentleman and a scholar. All right, hold on, guys. I got to plug my pad in real quick. I got some energy issues. Yes? Huh? Uh-oh, but you got your hat on, man. Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to bring my kiddo. Good morning, Mike. How are you today? What's going on with you? Huh? You want to what? Okay. Y'all need to go with Mama. No, you can't get that one yet. I'm gonna get back into. I'm gonna finish doing the stream. Huh? Here, come here, buddy. You want to put your hat so you can see? Come here. Put your hat. Come here. Look. Come here. All right, now. So, all right. What we're gonna do? We're gonna draw some stuff. All right. Yeah. Okay. So, buddy, are you ready? We're gonna get back into the drawing lesson. Okay. I know they can't see you on TikTok, but here I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll yeah, watch this. Let me see, buddy. Wait. Okay, you a big boy. Are you ready? Here we go. We're gonna let them see you. Woo. I don't have a camera up here, so I had to just hold his head up there. Anyway, are you ready to go, man? All right. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. All right, guys. Back into the lesson. All right. All right, guys. You ready to get back into it? Oh, okay, Eva. What's going on? All right. Let's get back into it. All right. So we got, let me see here. Let's go with, I don't even know who that is right there. Let's see if we can do that real quick. Who is this? Zayn Malik. I don't know. He just looks like a guy that's singing to me. So I'm going to do that picture real quick. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, look. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Then we will come over here. We'll add these hands. Little microphone here. Okay, and then we have, I don't know, the top of the microphone is right here, maybe. And then maybe this is the bottom of the hand before it goes down like so. I don't know. Yeah. All right, then we're gonna go with this here. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, let me see here. Let's do a. Let me see here. Let's do his little beard and his mustache here. Okay, and you see again how keeping everything nice and simple, right? Even if I mess up, it's going to be easier to to fix and everything when you've made a simple line. But when you mess up and you did something really complicated, well then it just kind of tends to mess things up a lot. You know what I mean? And you don't really want that. You know what I mean? You want to keep everything nice and round shaped. Look, I don't know how we're gonna pull this off. Let's see here. Maybe like that. Yeah, yeah, that'll work. And then I don't know. Let me see. I'm just gonna go around here. Maybe go down to the jacket here. Maybe come around. His hand's kind of big for this. I, I should have drew the jacket first, but you see how when you draw with roundness, you see how everything flows more, right? Get what I'm saying? Looks like it keeps that cartoon look. You know what I mean? That you want for your drawing. You know? Yeah. And then maybe his other arm is over here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Rosa, is your daughter and my wife never on? Oh, my wife. Oh yeah, my wife just don't like taking pictures. Like I don't know. She don't like being in front of. In order for her to get in front of the camera, it has to be a very specific situation. Like there has to be a whole makeup room, a photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? Important producers and executives walking around. You know what I mean? Things are happening, important things. Yeah, yeah. It is what it is, right? Look at that. Boom. Like, look at it there. Okay. And then he got some like little blue streaks over here or something. I think those are funny. So we can put those over here, right? And then we just kind of do 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 do, right? Yeah, tonight I got a wedding, so I think I'm gonna man, I said 8 o'clock tonight. I'm gonna go to work here for a little bit during the day. I'm gonna draw at a restaurant or something while I gotta go out and get it, man. I'm telling you, it's not on my own strength, my own power, but I go out and I at least show God that I'm trying. You know what I mean? I gotta, you know. I remember when I was younger, I wanted to take the shortcut to do everything. Everything was about like the payoff at the end. I never really enjoyed stuff because I was always thinking about like, that kind of stuff. And now I just, I just think about like, I don't know. Like I think family is really important. I became I'm a if you guys are new here, like you already know most of the guys on people on YouTube. You guys have been following me for a while, but so I'm an older dad. I'm up in age, and I'm 53, so I have like you see my 2 year old here and my 4 or 5 year old. So I believe like I became a dad like at the right time, like because I never really raised a child before. My oldest daughter I didn't get to raise because I got in trouble and stuff, and all kinds of stuff happened. When you're young, you make dumb decisions. Yeah, I made a lot of dumb decisions. Stuff that, man, I was sitting up this morning just thinking of. this is my second marriage. This is the only relationship I've been in for. I've never been in a relationship this long before, and but either way, I was thinking to myself, man, I was thinking about my first wife, and I thought, man, how could I have done another human being like that? Like, what was I thinking about? You know what I mean? Uh, wow, you learn. Some people live and they learn, and some people don't, right? Yeah, some people do and some people don't, man. And I'm telling you, it's really a blessing. All of my friends from high school, they were like, or just that I've known, they were like, man, what are you crazy? Why do you have kids at this age, man? You're supposed to be going to see the world and all that. I was like, see what and where? Like, it's just the idea of all that. I mean, especially if I feel happy inside. So, and I've been all over the place. I used to be a very nomadic guy. I never I lived by, I had to be going somewhere all the time. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, now I don't know. I just rather stay home and, I don't know, play with my kids. You know what I mean? There ain't really nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, man. Let me see here. All right, so let me go ahead and put some shadows on this drawing right here. Or, all right, let's see what we can do here. Mm, Let me see here, so we can get on to the next one here. Okay, I like the way this one came out. I'm really starting to trust it. The other night, I drew at a Christmas party, man, and uh, yeah, shout out to Bonilla Law Firm, Bonilla Law Firm. Yeah, they hired me, and I was so grateful. Mr. Bonilla is always nice. This is the second time he's had me back for their situation, and he's a very nice man. His staff is very nice and very professional people, and they make you just feel good when you're there. Nobody was mean or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And it might be because Mr. Bonilla threatened them before I got there, but that I didn't see that part. So I just got to go by, you know what I'm saying? Because I know sometimes I got to threaten my kids, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, look, if your Thea tells me that you weren't listening, it's not going to be good for you. You know what I'm saying? My son's always my oldest, the 5 year old. Kids are sometimes they say stuff that make you want to like right. So sometimes I was, when they so literal, they say what's on their mind, and they're limited by by their vocabulary. So one day I told him, I said, man, don't let me catch you doing that again, right? And he says, okay. He says, Daddy, I'm not falling. You don't need to catch me, right? Right? And I was like, you know, and if that was an adult, I would have been like, okay, you real, you know what I'm saying? Sarcasm is anger's ugly twin, right? Yeah, sarcasm. Yeah, and yeah. But yeah, being a dad, man, this age is cool. I get to just I don't know. Sometimes I feel like sometimes I catch myself just staring at my kids, and it gives me this like this crazy reason to just go forward and want to do stuff and and live. Sometimes when you don't have nothing to live for, and a lot of times when it get to just you, it feel like if you're the only one that you're living for, it just gets really like you know what I mean, like boring. You know what I mean? You get bored doing it that way. I don't even know who this is. Let me put this. This is drawing number what? Number three, number four. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Okay. Man, what a day, what a day. Well, how much time we been here? We've been here 1 hour already. Okay. Everybody must be asleep. We ain't getting a lot of commentary today, but it's okay. What's going on, Danny? Danny just got here. Danny Meeks, what's going on? All right. Somebody told me the other day. I read that is that TikTok is more like about when you stream on TikTok. It's more people are not interested in making genuine connections with you there, but more on Instagram they are, or more on Facebook. I wonder how true that is. Do you think that's true? I just wanted to know. I'm old school. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to find my way in this social media, this era of social media, right? Trying to find my way. Okay. Whoa, man. All right. So let's go to our next drawing here. Let's see what we can find here. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, let's go ahead and get some. We done listen to a whole bunch of. This music makes me happy, but it also gets me. I want to go to a different playlist here. Let's go. Let's go to something. Let's get some jams on here. Some jams. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to. We have any requests? We're doing. So we did two guys. We did two girls. Uh, maybe we can. Let me see. And should I save that picture? I'm gonna save that. Hold on. Let me download that. I just want to have that on my what's the name here. All right, let's look up here. Let's look up. All right, so we gonna go. Let's pick another one. Let's find somebody with glasses. Y'all want to do glasses or y'all want to do hats? Which y'all want to do? Glasses or hats? What you think? Somebody. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. What about these nice hats right here? These are nice. Let me see. You got ladies with hats on. Okay. In case you're drawing something. You got a young dude with a hat right there, right? And then she looks kind of plain Jane. I'm gonna draw her because she's plain Jane, right? She ain't got all that makeup on and stuff. Right? All right, let me see here. Man, I was gonna let me see. Hey, what's going on, Jermaine? What's going on? All right, can y'all see that picture? Is that big enough right there for y'all to see? Or should I? I guess I should download it, right? Download. Okay, let's open it. All right, so we're gonna try this picture right here. Have you ever? Hold on, let me see here. First of all, thank you, Mike Miller. I appreciate the tip, right, man? Thank you. Such a pleasure, man. Thank you. All right, let me see here. Have you ever done any digital drawing? I do both, but I prefer the feel of paper and the flexibility of digital. Okay, I do digital stuff a lot. What I don't normally do when I do digital is I don't I'm a, I usually do it right here on this pad. To be honest with you, let me just move this over a bit, okay? Because we're about to draw her. But I usually do it right on this pad. This pad has a really it's a the Samsung S7 has a really cool stylus pen, right? And you can do like some pretty amazing stuff on here. But generally, what I'll do is I'll draw the artwork outside of the pad first, and then once I scan it into the drawing, once I scan it or take a picture of it, excuse me one sec, let me do this. I just need to get one thing so. So anyway, as I when I scan it, then I'll put it in here and then turn the opacity down, and then I'll retrace my lines if I need to or whatever, and touch it up from there and then color it in. I find that it just goes easier that way for me, because I am old school too, because I like the feel of the paper. I don't sometimes drawing with technology is like I almost feel like it's cheating. I feel guilty afterwards, right? All right, let's go ahead, guys, and go to our next drawing. Okay. Now, for her drawing, what we're seeing here is I'm going to do a small bottom half of her face. So she has a very small shape here with cheeks that just kind of really furrow, like just kind of wrap around and go in here, and then very short as it goes up into the stairway, and then it's like this little shape right here. This is just what I see, something like this, and then it just kind of comes around. So this is like the part where her head, her face, because her face is very small to me. You know what I mean? She has a small face. So when I put her neck here, right, something like that, and then I could come over here and I can do my I can either go with the hair. So I'm gonna go with just a general like hair shape like this. And you want to keep everything again real simple, real smooth, right? You see, this is easy. This is a lot less confusing than drawing like all these strands of hair. Okay. Uh-oh, sorry about that. All right. I know this is in the way here. I'm just going to kind of downsize it just a bit so I can see you guys. All right. Let me see here. What I might have to do here. Let me see if I can. It might be easier for me to go here and do this. Give me a minute, guys. Let me see if I can find. There you go. Ah, yeah. And then this is what I'll do. I turn this off, and then I'll just what's this? Oh, okay. So I'll just put it here like this, and make it smaller, so I can see. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're gonna go here to this side over here. So we're gonna go. We'll just come out here and do the shape again. Very similar shape. She has a very stringy hair, so we want to make our lines pretty stringy, right? Consistency of the hair is important. See how that's stringy, right? And then now we got our hat shape, so we can just go here, go around, right? Go up in a round shape, and then come around in a round shape like so, right? Just like that. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do our. So we got something that look like 1, 2. So one of her eyebrows I'm gonna make kind of go up a little bit, so that I can go with a. I'm gonna go with an oval here, and I'm gonna go with a slightly bigger oval over here, so that when I draw this, it looks like that, and then it has like this shape. It has that asymmetry in the eye shape, right? Like that. She almost has no eyelid over there. So that's good. Again, just all about shapes, guys. All right, so let's look at this shape over here. So we got a pretty much just a C shape, like a big, like a very loose flowing shape. So I want something that's loose and flowing, not a lot of details, because then it'll just get lost in the shape. So you see that when I made that, see how simple her nose is, very simple shaped, just like that. And then we'll just add some eyelashes like this, right? See, just add some eyelashes. Okay. All right. Now let's go to our mouth shape here. So what we'll do here is we'll create the mouth shape like this. Okay, so I created the middle of the mouth so that I can come back and create the lips, just like so. See? It's like that. And then we'll just put our gum line here. All right, and then I'll color in the edges of the mouth here, like this. Okay, yeah. And then we'll just go ahead and slightly pencil in our brow shapes, right? Okay. And let's see here. And we'll just put her little dimple here. And then we got some more little dimples here. All right, very small. And let's just bring this shape on around like this so it looks like she got a little sweater hat on. Okay, then if you want to add the little like designs, what I would do is just use very light circle, like oval, like long and extended oval shapes, and that gets progressively smaller as they extend throughout the drawing. Okay, so relax and just let it happen. Relax and let it flow. Right. Okay. All right, let me see here. So I think that we're pretty much done with just the face of this one. We're just exploring different faces. I think we're gonna go to faces that are a little bit fatter, like fat faces. If you have a fat face, right? Ain't nothing wrong with fat faces. My son has a fat face. I have a fat face, right? I got a chunky face, right? Okay, let me see. Rouser. My friend's dad is very ill. He is a hospital. Her name is Dark Witcher, and on YouTube, she needs a prayer she can get now for her dad. Oh yes, sir. So Extreme Smoky Mountain. I'll definitely put her in the prayer list as we go to our word of the day, which is going to be here shortly, guys. Okay. What time you got? 10:50. Okay. All right. So let's do our shadows here again. All right. Just like that. Okay. 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 Remember, see how that shape in there is really. Then see how loose that shape is in the middle is very. I could have actually got away with making a straight up and down line almost. You know what I mean? Which I still probably can do it with my shadow. If I do like this, I can manipulate it and make you think that you're looking at a straight line. There we go. You see how much, so how I made it straighter. Like you can't, so you can't correct when you're drawing with markers, right? Yes, you can. Okay, and then here you got your hair, right? All this is hair, and the same thing. Okay, so there you go, guys. We got our quick little caricature, right? Of her. I think it looks like her, right? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. All right, now we're gonna go to bigger face. Oh, cancel here. We're gonna go to bigger faces. Okay, so let's do something like oh no, she got a fatter face. Let me see. Let's try her. All right. And so I think, guys, real quick, let me give you guys some information again here. If you want to take classes with me, you can take classes at rouserworld.com/classes. I do classes, teach you how to do caricature. Okay? So go there, sign up with us today. If we don't have a time on the calendar that fits you, then you can request a special time. Maybe your job or something won't allow you to take a class at that time, so I'll take care of you. Also, Patreon guys, if you're not a member of our Patreon, we certainly encourage you to go over and take a look at it. It is our fan support page. If you're feeling the rouser, you like our channel, you like our vibe, you like our flow, you want to sew into what we're doing here as a ministry and as art instructors, then you can go over and join our Patreon page, um, become part of our family. So thank you very much in advance if you decide that you want to support us in that way. Okay. Um, Now, we also have tips if you guys wish to tip today because you feel like, hey, man, you know what? I got blessed by this stream today. I learned something. I didn't see that before, or whatever. You want to buy me a cup of coffee. Hey, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Tips are awesome. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go over to kind of a heavy set face. This is going to be my last drawing for the stream. And then we're going to do our word of the day. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one here. This is going to be drawing number 5 here. Okay. Um, And so let's go with it. Okay, so we're gonna go with this head here. Now, with her face, what I'm seeing is something that looks very. If I had to think of it as a wine, if I had to think of it as a, I'm trying to think of the shape that I would think of. I know it's oval. It's like a, it's this shape here. Let me show you what it is. I'm gonna show you the basic shape. Okay, so watch this. I'm gonna just draw it all at once. So here we, let me see. What if I do? You know what? What if we just went like a torpedo almost? Not a torpedo. What am I thinking about? What's that ship I'm thinking about? Mushroom. No, this is what I'm thinking about right here. I'm just going to draw it. I'm just going to take my eyes off of what she looks like, and I'm going to show you what I think. This is what I see when I look at her head. That. Because this is like the ear shape I see. These are the earrings. I had to close my eyes for a minute, and then here's her neck. You see? And then I see the hair being kind of like this shape here. So it's kind of one, two, three. And then it kind of goes back up here. And all of this just feeds into this shape here. Something like this. This is what I see basically. And then she has like this kind of feeds back in down here. And then there's some more. It's like another, I could put another layer of this here just to keep it. There we go. Okay. And then she got this shape here. This is what I'm seeing. I see a shape like this here. And then this is like the little hairs that do like this. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Now, what do I see? I see some, my eyebrows are, everything's kind of in the center of it. So I see something like this, like some, the bird is kind of soaring. He's flying. Okay, I see a flying, soaring bird. Usually when I think of eyebrows, I think of a bird. You know, these are his wings, right? These are the wings. The bird's in the middle, and these are like the wings. So here I can see like a soaring bird. You're like, and that bird is soaring over two. Let's see now this shape right here. You know what? The squeeze shapes generally look like this. So if you want to do this real easy, this is what I would do. See, look, one, and let's keep it really squeezed. One, and then we'll do this. You see what I'm saying? Now watch. See, if you draw them like they are on the drawing, you ain't gonna get this right. You get what I'm saying? And then you go like this. Now you see how that look like it's squinting. Then I use the same technique of adding to my squeezed or whatever circular shape I've decided I want to use. You see? Here goes some eyelashes here. Some more eyelashes here, right? And then we have our little button nose, right? And so when we say button, looks like a little button, right? Right? With some designs on it, right? That's what it looks like. She has a button nose, right? And then we have this shape here. So we're going to go just like this. Watch. One, two, three. See that shape right there? And then we just bring this shape out on the edge because it gives the cheek more fullness, right? And then we'll add these lip shapes here. A little bit of fullness to the lips, right? And then we'll just add our teeth shape in there, like so. Okay. Right, like that. And then we'll just go ahead and color the edge in here, like so. Okay. All right. Yeah. we got that shape all the way in there. Now you see how that looks more animated? I didn't try to draw exactly what I'm seeing here. I didn't sit here and try to sketch something out that looks so serious that it doesn't look like a cartoon anymore. That looks too serious. It's cool, but this is like it captures that happiness and joy of the eye shape. You know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to capture. As well. We're trying to capture the essence of you, right? What are you essentially? Who are you? What are you essentially doing, right? Essential, florential, serential. Okay. All right. So now I think that we are done with the drawing aspect of our stream. Okay. So we're going to go ahead here, guys, and we're going to start getting into our word of the day. Okay. So let's go ahead and shadow this in, and then we will be finished with this one here. Okay. Wow. TikTok is. All right. Let's see here. Okay. And nose. And two eyes made out of coal. Right? A pie face is what we call it. Right? All right. So I am done. All right. So let's go ahead real quick and put my glasses on here, Lord. I can't see nothing. All right. So give me just a sec here, guys, to switch up my music here. Okay, and this one, and then we'll just play that one. Okay, guys. So again, I want to thank you for coming out to the stream today. Super awesome of you to be here. So we're going to take this time here. We're done with the drawing section of our stream. I hope that you had a lot of fun, right? Because that's what this is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about fun, not stress, worry, and anxiety trying to draw pictures of people, right? So that's not what we want to do here. So I'm going to go ahead, guys. Let me grab my devotional. And when I grab it, we'll go ahead and get into it. Hold on a sec. I put it right here. Okay. Hold on. What you got, guys? Oh, thank you, Mike. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Mike. Okay. All right. Count it as garbage. Wow. Okay. So today I'm going to be coming out of my Jesus is Calling book. It's by Sarah Young. Right. It's one of my favorite little books. I like, just like I teach art with a simple method, I like to learn about God in a simple way because I believe there's a such thing as becoming overly religious and not and missing the point of what the scripture is saying to you. You know what I mean? Almost to a point where some people pick up the. I think you can pick up the Bible and you can start learning to weaponize it or use it um, to attack other people. But I believe that the first person that you should use this book, the Bible, and the scriptures on is yourself. You know what I mean? Because then it will allow you to see the opportunities outside of yourself that do exist. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we got counted as garbage. So I'm just going to take this out of the way. We really don't need this anymore. Okay, I'm just going to put my devotional here. We're going to read it. We're going to go ahead and get our Bibles out. And this is the book of Philippians. Okay, so if you guys have never look through the Bible before. It's back here with all the Ians. It's in the New Testament. Philippians right here. Okay. And we're going to go to Philippians 3 and 8. So we're on 3 and verse 8, which is right here. Okay. So let's see what it says here. First of all, let me pray real quick. Father God, I just thank you for another day of life. I thank you for my wife and my children and my family. I thank you for everyone here today. Um, I pray, it is my prayer that we receive from your word today, that I only say like what you want me to say, that I say whatever you want me to say, but without any condemnation or anything in my heart, that uh, we're able to sit here and we're able to see exactly what it is you want us to get from your word today. So it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. It says here, count it as garbage. Okay. Let's see what it's talking about here. That sounds interesting. Nothing is as wonderful. It says in the scripture, verse three, Philippians 3:8. Okay. Philippians 3 and 8. Nothing is as wonderful as knowing Jesus Christ my Lord. I have given up everything else and count it all as garbage. All I want is Christ. Wow. You know, and then what does it say in this? It says here, yes, everything else is worthless. This is what it says in the scripture. When you compare the infinite value of knowing Jesus Christ my Lord, for his sake I have discarded everything else, counting it all as garbage, so I can gain Christ and become one with him. I no longer count on my own righteousness through obeying the law. Rather, I have become righteous through faith in Christ. For God's way of making us right with himself depends on faith. Awesome. Okay, so what it's saying is this. Let's look at this in terms of drawing, okay? Count it as garbage. Okay, not your drawings, okay? Your drawings are great. But when you're drawing something, today you'll see the simplicity of the way that I was drawing. And so I just want to just kind of give you a visual. So notice when I was drawing, when I drew my head shape, right? I told you that what you want to do is you want to practice where you become this word. You want to become efficient, right, with your lines. This is what's going to develop your speed. Efficiency means that when you use up all everything that you do is being used for a purpose. Everything that you create is to be used for a purpose, right? So you become with efficiency, right? You develop speed. So, but how do you develop efficiency? Efficiency comes through practice and simple practices. In other words, like we were doing today. So when I draw a face, when I draw a line, I want that line to count. I want this line to count. I want every line to literally count for something. There's nothing that exists in the picture that is not absolutely necessary to the likeness of the person. You get what I'm saying? Everything is absolutely necessary to get you to see who this person is. Okay? And anything outside of that is garbage. It is trash. It does not need to be in your drawing. It's not necessary. Okay? And so when you approach your drawings like this, your drawings tend to come out. This is why so many people have caricatures that look like portraits, because they try to put so much details, right, that really don't count for anything. You get what I'm saying? In fact, it makes the drawing look more muddied and more bothered. One thing that makes cartoons enjoyable is the simple nature of them. And I believe that that's what makes God so awesome to me, is that the simple nature of what God wants us to do. And then for the life of me, I can't figure out why people would not want to have a better world. I mean, you got to admit, if we lived like the Bible told us to, we would like be a way better world, right? If we had, if we defined things by what they were, right? If we were nice to each other, right? And loved each other and cared for each other, right? If we treated other people's mom like our mom, if we treated other people's sister like our sister, right? You know what I'm saying? We didn't steal, lie, cheat. You know what I mean? I don't get like what's the big deal. I think that sometimes it's like we think we see because our own selfish desires, we see all of these things that are correct in handling other people as rules that are bounding us and keeping us from life when these are the very rules that can give us more life. You know what I mean? So let's see what this is talking about. It says when your plans are messed up, talk to me about it. Talking with me blesses you and strengthens our friendship. So it's encouraging us that when we're going through something, I do that a lot. When we we should sit and take time to talk with God. And as you talk with Him, just like with any person that you talk with a long time, you begin to know that person. You begin to know how that person thinks and feels, and you get a sense of who they really are and whether they really care for you or whether they don't. All these kind of things. You get that feeling, and this is what I think holds us back sometimes from our relationship of going all the way in with it is and putting that relationship first before all other relationships because at the end of the day we just pretty much value those other relationships more than God. Our relationship with people, places, things, finances, all these things, we can sometimes make those the gods of our life, and we spend most of our time strengthening that relationship versus the one that really counts the most. It says, also, I take the sting out of your disappointment by making something good come of it. So you can be joyful even when things are going wrong, but it takes practice. Many times I've shared my testimony and my story about, coming from being a young man that through my teaching in my young years, when I was young, I just didn't, there was a lot of things I didn't know. Um, didn't grow up with a father. Um, you know, made a lot of bad decisions when it came to just myself in general. And I'm talking about everything from who I dated down to hygiene. All types of things were like out of whack in my life. And I went through all those things. I could remember as I was going through those things thinking that I wasn't going to like live out of this. Like this was it was the most stressful time of my life, to be behind bars and that kind of stuff. And I just didn't see like how I was going to go further, and but I just kept talking to God. Some kind of God surrounded me with other men of God and older people that I got to get that fatherly advice from. I met some really good people. My best friend I met there, and but he took all of that and turned it around for me. And so now that I look at it, I'm like, man, now I'm a father. I'm 53. I got 3 children. I go to school and PTA meetings, and um, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? My wife is happy with me. I got this family. Um, I do a job that I love to do every day. Man, all because I decided, man, you know what, God, I'm just tired of doing it the way that I did it. I'm just going to do it the way you said because I clearly don't know better, or I clearly don't know what's the best thing for myself. I just, you know. So even so, it says so you can be joyful even when things are going wrong. And this again takes practice. It takes going back and reflecting on those hard moments in your life that God saw you through, and being able to see the small blessings. I think that's what we miss sometimes too. There are a lot of blessings that we just overlook because we feel like we're entitled to everything sometimes. Um, and when you have a spirit of entitlement, then nothing seems like a blessing to you. You know, I feel like the fact that somebody even acknowledges me, is a blessing. That somebody bought a caricature for me is a blessing. That somebody gave me, today, cherish, just tremendously blessed me. Um, so like, you know what I mean? It's not I don't feel entitled to that. I feel like God touches hearts, and God says, and then it's up to that person to listen to what God tells you to do in that situation. You know what I mean? Um, that's really This is saying for me. Let's finish up here. Start by bringing me small things. God encourages us for, if you don't have a relationship, you're new to this spirituality thing, you can start by bringing God small things. The bad grade, the rained out game, right? Even small disappointments can focus your thoughts on yourself instead of me. So even if they're little, sometimes we sit around thinking about worst case scenarios and the things that happen bad to us in our life. And it's saying not to do that, but to bring them to Him, that He's the fixer of all things. But when you talk with me, you see that things you've lost are nothing compared to the wonders of knowing me. A lot of that's what I found out. The more that I'm with God, the more I start saying to myself, you know, I had a conversation with a couple yesterday, and I was like, man, isn't it funny? You ever had, when you get older in age, you sit in a, you might be driving down the street or something, and you have a thought like, I'm here. If I'm here, then there has to be a reason why I'm here. You know what I mean? You just that thought. I don't know if anyone here can raise their hand and say I've ever actually had that thought. The thought that says I literally exist. I'm here. I can pinch myself. There's people. There's other people. I'm here. Right now, the thing is why? What's the purpose of that? Okay. Um, and when you start having those type of thoughts, you know, uh, that question mark is a hard thing to swallow. You know what I'm saying? That question mark is. So God wants us to bring all these things to Him so He can tell us and lead us and guide us and show us what our gifts and talents are and what our purpose is. But I can tell you this one thing. I will tell you this. If I had to say anything, I had to give any advice from the years that I've lived so far, in the 53 years, 52 years, going on 53, I would have to say that I would say the first thing I would say is lean not. It's a scripture. Don't lean on your own understanding of the world because um, it says I would tell you to seek God first and His righteousness, and then everything else that you need will be added unto you. Right? That's what I would tell you is like the key to all of this. Right? Don't try to figure it out with your brain. You're not smart enough. You know what I mean? We're not smart enough. Now, in the end, it says you'll need a lot of practice before you can trust me with big disappointments. And this is why you need to start with the small ones. You need to talk to Him about the little things that you go through. Because God doesn't just do miracles with the big things, He does miracles in the small things too. But if you keep at it, someday even the greatest things of this world will seem like garbage compared to the joy of knowing me. When the more that I know God, and that's where my thought was going before, was the more that I attach to Him, the more I detach from things of the world. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I love my, and this is how deep, or this is how I feel about God in my heart. I have beautiful children. I have these two boys that you have no idea. Like, I love these boys. I love my daughter. I have two daughters and two sons. I love all my children. Um, there's just a tremendous amount of love for my children. Like, I would do anything for them. My wife, my family, I love them all. Okay, but um, I understand that the only reason that I have them is because of Him, right? And I know that I remember not having a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of, right? And He was there, and then He made these things come to pass. My obedience to His word made these things come to pass, to have these things. So therefore, my faith is built, and so many times I've been at the bottom, and God took what the enemy made for evil, and He turned it into a positive situation in my life. So this is saying here to develop our faith. There are all these other things seem like I don't need them anymore. Like when I look at my wife and my kids and my stuff and all this stuff, I'm not attached to it enough to put. I always leave a margin that only God can go there. Because if something happens in this lifetime and you put all your eggs in one basket, the basket of your children, the basket of your wife, the basket of whoever is you got your basket of eggs with. And when that pillar, that's not God, because anything that's on this earth can be taken from you. When that pillar is pulled from up underneath you, that thing that you using for support is taken away. For some of us, it might be just the way we look. We're so engrossed with the way we look that maybe if we had something happen to our face, maybe you just wouldn't be able to live no more because that's who your whole identity, all of everything who you were was built on that. You're building, in the Bible it calls building your house on the sand. And when wind and waves come and storms of life come, it's going to destroy everything. It's going to destroy you. It's going to take you out. Okay. I believe that all of my family is a blessing. I'm a steward of this family. I'm a steward. Like, in other words, you're not mine. I don't own my children. But boy, it's really cool that God let me borrow him. God let me borrow this wife, and he let me borrow these friends. He let me borrow my whole, he's always just being so gracious to me. And so I just took this channel because I dedicated it to him. I want to give back. So that's why we do this word of the day. So remember, that's our word of the day, guys. Remember, count it all as garbage, things that don't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not. Put God first, then He'll show you what matters. A lot of both of us got a bunch. Most of us got a garage full of stuff that is all garbage. It's just garbage, right? It hasn't no relevance. The other day I read a thing with what's the young lady's name, Kim Kardashian. She has apparently has hundreds of storages with furniture and clothes and just jewelry and all these storages and storages and storages and stuff. Right? That mean absolutely nothing. The garbage. They don't even think about it in their day-to-day life. It's not like she's sitting there saying, "Oh, I wonder what happened to my leather Tiffany couch in storage section B30." You know what I'm saying? No, it doesn't mean anything. The money, all that stuff, yeah, we need it to pay bills and stuff, but I don't even look at it like a punishment. I look at it as a way to bring people together. So, don't get too attached to the things of the world because that's how you cause yourself major heartaches and pain, guys. I think the key to it all is, learning to be content with what you have and learning to see the blessings in small things. Because if you're always looking for the big home run out the park, you're going to live a very defeated life. So what I'm going to do, guys, we're going to close out. Um, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce the Drexler's dad. I'm not sure how to pronounce. I'm just going to call him Mr. Drexler's dad. I think if I could pronounce it correctly, I'm sorry if I did it. But we're going to just pray out, guys. And if anybody else needs prayer today, I like to pray for you. I like to pray for you. I like to pray for your family. I like to pray for you if you're having problems. You're not understanding what's going on. You need some. Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, the host made it away. Oh, what's that mean? Hold on one sec, guys. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pray out real quick. Father God, we just thank you again for your word about not putting things in front of our relationship with you. That mentally we must see things, everything that comes against you in our mind, comes against your presence in our thoughts, comes against your presence in our spirits. Any of these things, we must count them as garbage. We must count them as worthless. Nothing means more than our relationship with you. I like to just pray for every person here today. I like to pray uh, for their families. I like to pray for them, their mental states, um, troubles, problems, things that they're going through, Father. There's a lot of us, sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes we think we know more than we actually do. And we just, go the wrong way. And sometimes not even intentionally, just because it looks good over there. So we're asking you, Father, to give us strength to be able to dedicate ourselves to connecting more with you, to learning more about you, and understanding that nothing or no one can love us more than you. Nothing can know what's better for us more than you. I want to pray for Maria Mosaic. She has her master's degree program coming up. She asked for prayer about that. So I just ask, for number one, for clarity of mind, peace in thoughts, and just to give her supernatural learning through that peace with you, to always keep in mind what's important, Father God, that she have good results. We proclaim it, we profess it in Jesus' name. And then we also have Dark, which is dad, which has passed away. We want to pray for him as well. Their family that's connected to that. Always losing someone is a hard thing. And so there must be a lot of, there's a lot of hurting children and aunts and uncles and family. And so we just want to pray for not just the dad, but for everyone that's involved in that. Okay? In Jesus' name. So, guys, I want to thank you again for coming out to the stream. It was super awesome of you to come out and draw with me today. I just want to give you guys some information before we leave again. If you, if you, excuse me, I think what happened here. Oh, my phone died. That's what happened. Okay. Um, if you want to take classes with me, you can take classes at rouserworld.com/classes. We also have our Patreon page. Don't forget, guys, to check out our Patreon. If you're not a member of Patreon, check it out, our fan support page. And then, as always, guys, tips are awesome. Okay? All right, guys. So, you guys have a blessed and awesome day. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. And until next time, guys, be blessed.